everybody, it is Qcknd and welcome back to Tattoo Talk Tuesday. This week is going to be a pretty chill episode, more like a vlog style. Not really vlog because I don't really have any footage. But this episode is going to be about my second session on my back tattoo. And I have to just be upfront with you guys, I am whooped. I feel terrible. I did not even feel this bad the first time around when I received, I don't know, I guess much more work. I am feeling a migraine. I tried to shoot this originally without any lights, but it was hard to tell the difference between me and my curtains because I guess I'm pale. I just took some ibuprofen and hopefully I can get through the day. So my second session on my back happened yesterday. I have a video all about my first session, so this is my second session video. You can check that out. I'll leave the link if you just got into Tattoo Talk Tuesday. A little background, I get tattooed in New York. I live in Philadelphia, so I take the mega bus to New York. I get a lot of questions about traveling with tattoos, and I feel like as long as you feel okay, it's okay. And yesterday, getting a little dizzy. So yesterday, traveling home with the tattoo was no issue. I get the megabus in New York City and I walk past this deli spot that I really like. It has a bathroom, which is really important if you're in New York. And they always have sushi that they make and fruits and lots of drinks. So I make it a habit to always stop in that deli before I get on the bus. That way I have water if I need it, an apple juice if I need it, and I usually always get sushi, avocado sushi. So I'm eating a vegetable that is kind of satisfying to me. So traveling home is never really an issue, except yesterday I was starting to feel kind of shaky. And then after I got back to Philadelphia, I went to a cutting class at my salon, and by the end of it, I was just really losing it, feeling really shaky. Someone had commented that I was really shaky, and I kind of just brushed it off. I was like, yeah, I just need an apple juice, girl. But I was feeling really whooped. So I get tattooed at Rose Tattoo in Brooklyn. I get tattooed by Mark Cross. Definitely check him out on my Instagram. I tag him all the time. Check out his work. Follow him. He is a true artist. I can't say enough good things about him. He's really successful, really talented. I'm happy he's on my team. And we did our second session. So I probably only lasted about an hour and 10 minutes getting tattooed. We added a couple more lines into the tattoo, which I wasn't really prepared for. I told myself okay, the lines are done. It's all shading today, all shading. And then he's working and he's like, you're gonna feel the liner. I'm adding a couple lines. So it was really hard. I did use Hush numbing gel beforehand. On the directions for the Hush numbing gel, if you've ever used it, it says to apply to an area an hour beforehand and wrap it in cling wrap in order for it to absorb into the skin. I didn't have any cling wrap, so I applied it right onto my skin, and I think maybe my shirt absorbed some of it, or it wasn't on there long enough, or maybe my skin wasn't warm enough to absorb, because I didn't feel the normal effect of it. I have used it and followed the directions before and had a really successful experience with it, but this time around it wasn't really working well for me. The whole time I just thought a lot of work was being accomplished, and now today that I'm looking at it, I feel like I can't really tell, I mean I can tell and I feel accomplished, but it doesn't really seem like there's a lot done. I felt like if I posted a picture I might disappoint you guys because I made such a big deal about, oh, I went to New York and all this, and all I got was some shading. But then I tell myself that my back is very large, and the amount of work I got done yesterday would cover my whole forearm. So it just depends on the area that you're getting done, I guess. So after I got home, I followed my aftercare. I have an aftercare video. I think it explains my method very, very well. Definitely watch it if you haven't. I posted it last year, so if you're new to this channel, that is how I heal my tattoos. It is my foolproof method. I have almost 100% full color tattoos, and this is how I heal them. I follow that method. Definitely check that out. The only thing I had changed about that method, healing my back, is that I am keeping the bandages from the tattoo procedure on throughout the night. And, you know, different people have different feelings about that. Freak what you feel. That was my directions given to me by Mark. So with that, I think it has been a lot easier to heal my tattoo because that first night it's already wrapped for me. I don't normally do this with smaller pieces. Like when Mark wrapped up this cardinal, I went home, I took off the wrappings, washed it, and put on new ones. With my back, I'm leaving it on for the first night, and then the first time I'm washing it is the next morning. I don't know if that would work for you. For me, it is super easy because I'm not very mobile my first night. My back, you know, moves, it pulls so much with any movement. Especially trying to re-wrap my back the very first night is really difficult. The second night, I can pretty much do it by myself. It's not that hard in front of a mirror to kind of help me out, but definitely having that the first night is super helpful. That's the only thing I'm doing different from my healing video. There is a little bit of bruising that I will try to... There is a little bit of bruising that I feel like is most noticeable on the skull. You can kind of see it there. I thought that it was ink, but then I had a really hard time washing it off, so I have decided that it is bruising. Today I am just wearing a like stick-on bra. I do normally wear these like really soft like bralettes that are halter, so they're up here and then down below, so the entirety of my tattoo is generally out of being exposed. But even today, I couldn't really have that bottom strap. I had put on one of the bras that I bought and then immediately just felt like it was too much rubbing. I believe that like the clasp part of the bra, since it is like a square with like plastic, just those four corners were like very sensitive on my back. And then the last time they weren't. A lot of the shading was done in the girl's hair, which is all in the center of my back, exactly where that clasp would be. So normally I recommend those bras, but this time around I just have like this stick-on bra that I got online pretty cheap. I think I just snapped it into place. I'll leave the link where I got it. I did want to make a video all about these like bralettes that I have that they're great for getting tattooed in. I wore it yesterday to get the tattoo, but then today I just didn't have it in me. This time around, I think just in the night, got very sweaty and very overworked and maybe like a lot of rolling around because this morning my bandages, TMI, were really soaked, but also like smelling like I was at the gym or something. Like definitely smelled like puberty up in here. Sleeping is okay. I generally fall asleep on my side, but sleeping on my back and like bringing my shoulder blades back and then laying down and getting into a comfortable position was easy for me, and then I fell asleep that way. Sleeping with my rib tattoo, impossible. And I've had even leg tattoos that were difficult to sleep with, and I would say this is pretty easy to just like lay, but I don't know how much of it is actually touching the bed, because I feel like the small of my back isn't really touching, and that's where the majority of the work was done. I got a couple questions on my Instagram about being tattooed on my spine, and I can just tell you it 100% feels like shit. It doesn't feel good. It sucks. And as a tattooed person, the whole time I was thinking, like, if only it was on my arm, because I really like seeing Mark is great for me. I consider him like very close because I know him to tattoo me, and I also really like him. So it sucks because I can't talk to him, and that's a part of it, and that's the pleasure of it. And I'm like listening to everybody's stories around, and I feel really left out, and I feel like I can't contribute, or like I have an opinion about that and I can't say it. And yesterday one of Mark's friends came to the shop and he was like, do you know him? He's from Philadelphia. And I wanted to be like, yes, but I couldn't. And there was also a bunch of stuff I wanted to ask Mark to even talk about on Tattoo Talk Tuesday, and once he started tattooing me, like, there was nothing else. It just like hurt. And there were points where like he would press one hand against my back to tattoo, and those were like the most comforting parts of the tattoo because it was like physical contact, and I related it to, like, I don't know, when you were a kid and you were getting like a needle at the doctor's office and you would hold your mom's hand because it was like physical contact. I kept relating it to that. Like when he would touch, I was like, oh, please. But it was really hard. And if you've watched any of my videos about my rib tattoo, I did bring my roommate so I could hear her talk to my tattoo artist and like kind of key in, because her and I, like, we were cut from the same cloth, so just hearing them communicate, although I was like jealous, because Martin finished my shark tattoo and he's so awesome, so of course I wanted to talk to him. Just hearing a conversation felt good. And yesterday there were a lot of lulls, a lot of things I wish I could have talked about, so I felt left out, I felt exposed, I felt pain, I felt naked, I was shaking. I was really dehydrated too. We took a break and I drank an entire bottle of water. Like, all down. And the thing about going to New York City is there are no bathrooms that you may use. So when I drank that water, I was like, I'm making a mistake, but I needed it. So my next appointment session is coming up in 2 weeks. Mark said that if I want to have these short appointments, I have to make frequent appointments. So unfortunately, tapping out so soon like I did means that I have another appointment in 2 weeks. And he was like, do you want to come back next Monday? And I was like, no. So the following Monday, I'll be back in New York to get my next session. Honestly, in my mind, I told myself that I made an appointment for 3 hours worth of tattooing, and I told myself, no problem, I've been tattooed for 3 hours before, it doesn't matter, I'll totally do it. And then I only lasted for one of them, which really disappoints me, and it makes me feel like I'm disappointing you guys, as well as you guys are like watching at home and maybe deciding on your own back tattoos and you're feeling discouraged because I'm not really sitting well for them. Or you're at home like, fuck her, I sat for a 40-hour tattoo once in a rainstorm. If you guys have any back tattoos, can you just like message me and just like tell me anything at all? Because I'm feeling super discouraged and having a really hard time. I don't have any clear pictures of my back tattoo yet, just because I feel like it's not much to show and I feel really discouraged. I have a shitty picture on my Snapchat and some artistic pictures I took earlier, and hopefully by the next time around I can have some better pictures for you guys. I'm hoping to like meet with a photographer soon, and I'm like really guilty that my back tattoo isn't finished, but I don't think they would be like really sexy photos anyway, so my back probably won't even be in them. Hopefully my next video I'll have like a little more to show you guys. Check out my first back tattoo video if you haven't seen it yet. If you have no idea what I'm talking about and then ask why I'm just rambling and I'm so sad. But this is Tattoo Talk Tuesday. Stay tuned for next week. I love you guys so much. Give this video a thumbs up and definitely check out some of the pictures I posted on my Instagram. Check out Mark Cross. He is amazing at Rose Tattoo. He is the best out there in life. So I love you guys, and until next time, bye.
Have you ever wondered what the tradition of the Friday 13th tattoo really meant? Why are people lining up at tattoo shops waiting for the doors to bust open?